Hello. Hello. Hi. Hello. Good evening. I'd just like to say from this comment from Calistero, the 1900s style computer reminds me I'm much younger than she. 1900s. That's the sort of expectation. Um, the effect I give 1900s. That's from whence I came. That's I was sired then, and here I sit today now, saying hello to you all. After I was streaming just the other day, really keeping up a good cadence here. Um, it's happening. Thank you to Sutter Slime for the 4 month resub. Cheers. Shafts, thank you very much for the Bezos bucks. Appreciated. Praise Solus, thank you. And Barely Conscious, cheers. Cheers to you all. I'm well as hell as putting it a little strongly, I'd say. I am scraping by. The Pepsi wasn't quite cold enough, so I got a glass of ice to pour it into. So that's what's happening now. By the way, anyone notice the incredibly expensive audio you're getting right now? Anyone actually notice that? Just let me know how much better it is, because it better be better. I'm just gonna say that. Suddenly now everyone notices. Yep, very crisp, high quality. Mic sounds way better. It does sound a bit good to hear it. No, in all honesty, I haven't really spent the time on getting this. I spent the money, not the time. I'll say that. So there's more to be done, but I think it's better. We won't go into how much that cost me. Worth every penny. Can you hear that? No. Good. Limbering up for some amount of time in the seat. Here I sit, there you sit. I haven't prepared well for this. I'll just say that much. I've jumped on. I didn't want any fanfare. In fact, I almost bailed. However, in the middle of the week, I had the idea that I would commit to a stream this week. Oh, I just hit the this is slightly intrusive. We need to deal with this at some point. But I'm still figuring things out, right? Like, is this going to be here, or is it going to be jutting in from the side? There are options available. Figure it. We'll figure it out eventually. As I was saying, what was I saying? Something about preparation. Ah, yes. I almost bailed. Okay. I'm going to come out and say it. This almost didn't happen. You say that every stream. Yeah, I know. It's an issue I'm grappling with because, right, I'm thinking very seriously of having a schedule, whichever way you pronounce it. I'm considering doing that. But then every time I actually make that commitment mentally, and then I get to where the day, which is today now, and I've fucked it in a variety of ways that mean I'm kind of just sliding in here like the alcoholic husband who arrives home late, just quietly gets into bed, and the kid is like, oh, dad. That's me, I sense. Cheers, Berserk, for the welcome to the club. That's kind of how I feel. And I'm trying to embrace that sensation, you know. I'm here. I'm a committed father. So, with that in mind, I'm considering. In fact, I've already decided to. Have I? Have I really? Do I want to say that? So let's just say, if I were to have a schedule, upon which day would anyone prefer this to appear? I have just before I have a day in mind. I just wanted to cast it out there. What suits? Every single day. Well, that's not fucking happening. Schedule why? Schedule because otherwise a year can go by with nothing. Quite without anyone really noticing. Without me noticing. So that's all I'm saying is maybe just have a day that I cannot back out of to ensure that the train keeps chewing. Cheers beyond birthday for the resub. Thanks. And to Sleagle also. So a lot of pragmatic responses in terms of what would be the most optimal, etc. Only on Christmas, well, it's an option. Saturday is not, for me, always possible. So I'm thinking midweek, right? A midweek, a Thursday to be precise. No one has said Thursday, which makes me think it's a great idea that no one will have an issue with. Not Champions League nights. Exactly. That's the thing. It was going to be a Wednesday, but it can't be a Wednesday. Champions League. Thursday is so boring, dude. Well, let's give it a little pep by just arriving here on that day. That's all I'm saying. We can change that. Thursday rocks. Sorry, I can't on Thursday. That's all right. You know, there'll be other days. I'm just thinking, as a baseline, to ensure that the show stays on the road, we could do that much, you know. Dave Blaine, cheers for the gifted sub. Thanks. I always knew you believed in me, Dave. So I do have this mic now is somewhat different in action, and it's slightly more intrusive, as I was saying. My mic discipline is probably toddler level right now. So there's going to be bashing and boshing and possibly not moving it in the most professional of ways. But only as I adjust to this new situation, and possibly we could have it hanging down. We could have it like this. We could have it like this. I'll figure it out. Right now it's like this. It's jerking up. You need a pop filter to be a pro streamer. It did come with a beefy filter, but when there's no breeze here, there's no wind, when there's no atmospheric effects that would require that sort of thing. So we're good, I think, with the slimline. Tuesdays are usually a day when people don't do anything, just work. Yeah, well, Tuesday's no good for me. Sorry. Commander Fallow, thanks for the resub. Lapis Pastel, cheers for the resub. And hello, hi. And Randy Taylor Swifty, which I do not condone that name, but thanks for the subscription. Every Christmas stream is enough. Well, then why are you here, Alistair? Come back at Christmas. I may or may not be here on Christmas Day, depending on the state of the world um, and all that. As we discussed in the last stream, which was very recent, things could go to shit at any moment. And when it does go to shit, I'm here and I'm ready to deliver consistent entertainment from the bunker. Okay? So I'll be there when no one else is. Sour sauerkraut. Cheers for the resub. Let's go. You missed Christmas. Well, I just delayed Christmas by some length of time, and here I am now. Every day can be Christmas. That I am streaming. It's not my natural hair color. Please play this. Please play that. The recommendations are coming in thick and fast. I have some things lined up if we should desire it. If we should get that far, we may or may not. It could go either way, I feel. As I said, I'm not up to much this evening. I have not appropriately prepared for a top tier stream, hence the lack of advertisement. I just wanted to come on, slide in and shake the rust off and do what can be done. See what can be done. See how we can survive this together, for God's sake. Base Native says, I was literally just spiraling, but this stream is calming and grounding me. That's incredible. I'm surprised to hear it, but well done. I mean, not well done. Good news. A gaming memory. Thank you. I just saw that. Dodonpachi. Yep. I have played it in the past. Perhaps I will again. God bless me. I appreciate that sentiment. Thanks. I'm not drinking Coke Zero. I'm drinking the every stream drink. I just hit the mic as I mentioned. The discipline is off because it's right fucking here now. Not sponsored, but that's the one sponsor I'm really up for. Come on. The product placement is there. However, the monetary reward is as yet not in my bank account from Pepsi. Nation GCat. Cheers for the resub. In cat we trust. Do we? I don't know where the cat reference came from. Not from me. I do not have a cat. Do not particularly. Not that I dislike a cat. I just don't feel drawn to having one. So I'm not as trustworthy in cat as you. However, I encourage loyalty. Did I get my refund? Yep, I got the refund for Scritchy Scratchy. Post haste, in fact. It didn't take long to approve. I think there was no argument that it's simply not a fun game. We all saw that. We all came to the same conclusion. We were all equally disappointed. How did I feel after that long stream? I felt good. I felt fine. I felt I felt like I had achieved what I set out to achieve. And what more can you do in life than that? It was a fun stream for me, so thanks. No, thank you. Thank you for being there if you were there, or observing it retrospectively if you chose to do that. Egg game from I think you should leave. I don't understand the question. If you could rephrase it in a way that I understand, I could answer it. Is that a VCR behind the guitar? Where's VCR? I don't see where that would be in this area. VCR behind the guitar. I don't see it. Paper file. Cheers for the resub. Appreciated. So, an Alpha Luna. Welcome to the club. You have long fingers, A. LeMayo. Yeah, I know. This thing. It's most apparent perhaps when it's side by side with my head, because then you have a good reference, right? They're long. I am afflicted, or perhaps blessed, with them. Oh, there is a yoga mat there. Yeah, doesn't look much like a VCR, I'd say. It's a fucking cheap yoga mat though. It's a piece of shit, to be honest. It doesn't. It's curled up such that when you unroll it, it wants to do this. So you have to turn it upside down. It's not great. I wouldn't recommend it. I don't know the brand. Wouldn't recommend though. So I did not prepare mentally for. I intended to. This is on the written. Okay. Back to here. I stayed up late last night. Terrible. Playing poker. And although I did cash, there were moments. The thing about a poker game that you don't win, and sometimes even some that you do, is that you lie in bed, ruminating over things that happened. Was I bluffed in that moment? Should I have done the triple barrel bluff myself? Well, semi-bluff, in fact, it was. This is the issue. I had a specific hand that wouldn't die in my mind. And I'm pretty sure I was beat. And I folded, but I might not have been beat. So that was something that kept worrying my mind as I was trying to sleep. And then I woke up too early, right? Terrible start to the day. On a Saturday, too early. And then I was planning to have a nap and, think about what was going to be happening on this stream. Maybe even schedule it. Okay, I thought that far ahead. But then I ended up leaving the house, what a mistake at a maker. Going and getting myself a nice little coffee and carrot cake. And then it was so sunny and so nice. I had myself a pint of beer. A pint of beer in the afternoon for me is not a good idea, ever. I did it though, and I kind of just want to be in bed right now. I wanted to be in bed 2 hours ago, and you know what? As I keep saying, I nearly bailed on this. And then I refreshed my YouTube studio to see the comments, and this one came up. Did she abandon us again? Well, I couldn't, right? I couldn't. After seeing this, how could I do it? And then we do have a reply here also from somebody who I believe is in the Twitch chat right now. Let's bring it up. It's a little big. Let's move me over here. Here we go. I asked the AI that very question. Here's what it had to say. Not at all. Rose, also known as Randy Taylor 69, is fully committed to his community. Throughout this long stream, my last stream, he emphasized that he considers his viewers to be hardy members of this community and the true 69ers who can withstand even the most difficult technical challenges or gameplay moments. While he mentioned that he will be away next week, necessitating this extended stream, he explicitly stated his intention to buckle down upon his return. He also confirmed he has plans for a comeback for his Rose Plays Games content. So there we have it. I am fully committed to my community. I hope that we're all clear on that now. We all understand that that's the case, and no one will ever deny it. So anyway, I saw that and felt that I could no longer bail, and I fetched myself this caffeinated drink, such that I will not be able to sleep tonight either. But tomorrow's Sunday, and what? Who gives a shit, right? A Sunday is for doing fucking nothing. And hoping that allow me to yeah, hoping various things, among which that Arsenal don't fuck it up to Man City tomorrow. As long as I'm awake by 4:30, I can see the Gunners definitely not fucking bottle it. We are learning that guilt and shame is a prime motivator and intend to exploit it to the full. It's so true. Kan Kahirapa, thank you and welcome to the 69er crew. I won't say it like that ever again. What was I saying just before? Yeah. So, did anybody watch the Spurs game just now? Probably not a huge number of people. I just noticed something. Whoa. Hang about. Excuse me. I was much heartened by the late goal, thank fuck. Brighton almost screwed that up. They almost lost to Spurs. De Zerbi, though. De Zerbi, okay. He's the Spurs manager now. Did anyone notice his shoes? Did anyone see them? Other than me. I'm going to see if I can find them. Because they sickened me perhaps more than Spurs do. Roberto De Zerbi. Let's see if I can find a touchline pick. I doubt I can. This was today. These shoes might be brand new. Oh, hang on. Let me see. Are these the shoes? You'll have to envisage in your mind's eye what the fuck I'm talking about until such a time. Oh my god, this is. Hang on. I'm just trying to find a football manager's shoes. All right, I know you're all dying to see what the fuck I'm talking about. Just wait. Look, that picture is there. Why is it not here? Okay, all right. I have to subject myself to Bing, I suppose, because that's where it came up. Thing is, so I have decided that the browser that I will use in OBS is the Edge browser because I do not use Edge in my life ever. I would never choose to do so, and therefore anything that pops up is going to be completely, unrelated to me. I'm not going to accidentally reveal all my bank details or anything like that because Edge is a piece of shit that I would never willingly use. So for that reason, it's my chosen OBS sharing window. However, fucking Bing sucks ass. So I'm wrestling with it right now. With very limited effect. Thrilling stuff, I know, and I'm not even sharing the screen. Sorry. Are people upset that I'm talking about football here? I understand that that may be the case for a significant proportion. Edge is also based on Chromium now. Okay, fine. You know what? I can't find his shoes. Well, so this is the thing, right? Hang on, just I'll give it a few more minutes of trying to find them. If I can't, so I'm just gonna have to explain them. I'm gonna have to explain them. Sorry, I can't show you. So the Spurs manager had these enormous white trainers that look like space boots, right? But they're like fat trainers with like laces, okay? Tied up with laces. But on the ankle, inner ankle side, there is a zip. So they are that you do not lace these boots. You do not put them on as normal trainers and lace them up. They have little zips on the inside like a little boot. No, I'm extremely I it was a visceral response I had to these to looking upon those grotesque items he was wearing upon his feet. Has anyone seen that shit? Fake ass laces, exactly. Stoolie J, a cold beverage, perhaps it's cold. It's in fact ice cold. Thanks for the resub. Razcox, cheers for the sub, man. Appreciated. You never played football, I see. Actually, I played some amount of football with my brothers in the garden, and therefore I am extremely well positioned to critique others who are professional, playing at the professional level, because I have that experience. Cheers, in Indani head destal von mast. Thank you. My position is winger. No, the reality is I can play any position, and can perform them all very well. Equally good in the goal, defending against Premier League teams, as I am up front against, say, League 1 teams. How many goal and assists? It numbers in the thousands across this season. It's up there. I'm doing well. It's been a good year. Me versus Ronaldo, who wins? Isn't it obvious? It's obvious to me, and if it isn't obvious to you, then you can leave. Me versus No Salah. He's washed, mate. You versus me in Street Fighter. Couldn't answer that as yet. However, I do have a new. Did I show this? A new leverless controller that's has way more buttons than the other one. So obviously, this is the key. This is the only thing that was holding me back from getting to Evo, was specifically this button and these buttons, which were not, I'd like to just make plain, on the previous hitbox that I was using. So just saying, I still fucking suck though. So probably you, Divine Glitch, you would probably beat me, because here's the thing. A couple weeks ago, okay, so before my last stream, right, I was discussing Street Fighter 6, and my various efforts to that end. And I was practicing, learning some shit. It was going in. Then I went away for a bit, came back, and it had all fucking gone, like leaked out. Like cognitive ooze out of my ear hole. Like it was just fucking gone. So in many ways we're back to square one, just from being away for a brief period, which doesn't bode entirely that well for my Street Fighter 6 pro career. But I just think the new hitbox, like that's gonna resolve the issue. I can't press DI with my pinky to save my life. I can't press DI fucking full stop. I can press it, but for some reason I can't fucking react to it quick enough for the most part. Something about that slow start, that sound, just kind of lulls me a little bit, and then it's too late and I've already done something stupid. So even just, I hate that fucking I hate that. I don't, there's many things about Street Fighter 6 that I don't like, and that's up there as a mechanic. And not only because I fucking suck at it, it's just a bit, it's just a bit shit, isn't it? I don't know. That's my personal opinion, man. Um, I can learn on my own here with no one else watching. Maybe as I keep saying, I'll bring it up on stream one day and we can all um, be amused by my failure together, but maybe more so in a you way than a me way. Although I can see the funny side. I'm trying to cross my arms annoyedly, but this microphone's. I can see the funny side. Of lose of me not being the best at the game. Like that's fine. It's funny. Um, yeah, I can really lose my shit in games like that. Mentally. So that's some. I'm gonna keep teasing it such that when it happens, it's just gonna be so uncomfortable for me. But it's fine. By that point, I'll be winning every single fucking game. You did once beat Zach Bennett in a round of SF4. I did. Did I mention that? I didn't say Zach Bennett. That did happen though. I said Ryan Hart. Oh, on a VU. Okay. Oh, that's some archaic shit, man. I don't recall what was what was said. But it did I was thinking you had some insider knowledge there, but no, it's just something that I've bragged about in the past. Um, that's kind of guy I am. Um, some of us are real old heads. Yep. Well, my head is pretty old also. So that's coming along, shall we say, very, very slowly. Um, but once we merge streaming and the Street Fighter, then maybe I can double my pace in skill improvement, right? Because it's a two bird, one stone scenario. That's what I'm aiming for. That's why we're here. Just for my pro FGC arc. I thought you retired from streaming. Why would you think that? I've been here really, really often, really recently. Um, so I'm not sure what could have possibly given you that idea. Moopsicle. Um, because you're basically a pensioner now. I wish, man. Get that money coming in. Go and get my cup of tea and cake every day. What more could you possibly want? Down, down, Lad Brooks to put the bets on. Get a cheeky cheeky pint and Weatherspoons and while the day away. It's what I look forward to. That's the ultimate aim here. Last stream was a while ago, question mark? No. No. It was just the other day. You just weren't paying enough attention. No, so there was a gap. We've been over this. It happened. But I'm here now, making great strides and setting a schedule. So we have Thursday is a day that I have said. Have I committed to it entirely with all my heart? Perhaps not. However, I've said it with my mouth. And it will be confirmed one way or t'other. No, it won't be confirmed t'other way. It will be confirmed if it's happening. Because I will post about it on Thursday. I scheduled. Thing is, last time I scheduled a YouTube live, and then it didn't fucking work because it wasn't hooked up in the right way. So when I went live, it just went live in a different fucking place. So that's something I need to get to the bottom of. But we will get to the very bottom and figure that shit out. As I keep saying, just need to abide by the routine that is set such that I cannot disappear inadvertently for some period of time. It's not official until you add it on your schedule page on Twitch, says something me, Astery. Yeah. Thing is that you have to say a time, man, right? And I suppose that can be approximate, right? Your chair looks like a luxury camping chair some twat takes to a festival. It has a lean as well, so you can really take up the maximum amount of space. I heard that I went to download. I've only been to download once when Deftones played, and the chair people were outside of the main area. But then I heard that last year the chair people had invaded the main area. It's unfucking believable. But that's just the time we're living in, I suppose. People are getting to a certain age, and they want to have a sit. It's nice to have a sit, isn't it? I went to kind of a long gig the other night, and it was after I'd been standing a lot in the day, and I was like, oh, you know what, a sit would be fucking nice right now. But I maintained my standing position. But I do get, no, I'm never going to have a camping chair at a festival. I'm not going to be doing that. Taking a chair anywhere is a pain in the ass, man. I'd rather just put up with the issue, the discomfort of standing. But this chair is, I just nudge this shit again. This chair is not a camping chair, though. It's an office chair. 100%. Are you not one of those people who can sit anywhere, like in buses and stuff? What? I can sit in buses, yes. However, at a gig, you can't really be sitting. It's dark, and people are going to fall on you, and you're kind of just going to not see anything that's happening and possibly get injured. Unless, of course, you bring your camping chair and have your little crew, militia of camping chair friends, I suppose. Sel Kayavas. Cheers and welcome. Can you sit like Dalsim? Yeah. I have excuse me. I bend one way, but not the other. and maybe I won't elaborate on it that any further, but that is to say that I can sit like Dalsim. Okay, I'll elaborate. I can sit like Dalsim, i.e., I can have a yoga posture, right? What's it called? You know, lotus position. I can sit in lotus position. Is that what's called? However, touching my toes, I can do it, but my hamstrings are very tight. They need a bit of unwinding, and I don't know if it can be done. My downward facing dog is a shit show. It's just something about the ham that will not stretch. Can I shave my head like Dalsim? I could, but I would look like a fucking alien. More so. Have you been more flexible when you were younger? No, I've always had very inflexible hams. I can touch my toes, which I didn't used to be able to do. So, I remember for a very long time, like teenage to 20s, I could not touch my toes. Now I can. So, dabbing on my younger self just a little bit. Bald kind of seems like a vibe, says Maybe Duck. Maybe Duck. Cormelito Aquinas, thank you for the resub. I put an accent on. I don't think it was required or appropriate. Oh no, and I apologise. So, we've talked a great deal of yoga tonight. Dalsim is one of my least favourite characters to face. Who else? Blanca. Blanca upsets me. I get enraged by Blancas. Luckily, they're quite rare. I saw someone mention Mena RD. Classic bully Blanca kind of guy. He's good though, isn't he? We can all agree he's quite good. One day I'll beat him, obviously. But yes, I like watching Daigo and Men RD. That was a question from a while ago that I read but did not respond to, but it stayed in the brain. I have seen of De Zerbi's shoes. Can you share such that I can share and show that I'm not making things up just to make Spurs look bad. I don't need to do that, do I? Pure Medicine, cheers for the resub. I see them, they're white with a black zip. Point at them and laugh. Yeah. Imagine putting them on like little boots. Like they look like big fat white trainers, but he's like unzipping them at the side and sliding his little foot and then unzipping them back up and not touching the laces. Something about it is just. It's everything that's wrong with these times we're living in, isn't it? Do a Google image search for De Zerbi and set the results to be from today. Well, that's some serious smart thinking that did not occur to me in my earlier searches. But you have to understand that streaming and existing at the same time is actually quite taxing. Therefore, maybe my brain doesn't work, but it's not my fault. De Zerbi. Tools. Do you remember when you could set the size of an image search to specific size? It wasn't just large, medium, icon, and large being not even very big. It used to be specific resolutions above X, below what, Y I should say. You used to have real options here and they were taken away. Someone mentioning enshittification, that's a clear example, isn't it? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Past 24 hours. Let's find these shoes. Nope, 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 nope. 15 hours ago, nope. Oh! I found a picture of them, but it's not the best picture. It doesn't really get across the size of these puppies. Was he wearing the same shoes? And on the screen, like on the TV, they looked way bigger, but I guess they're just not actually as big as. Possibly it's just that they were swelling in my. I'm not getting. I feel a representative image here. It's not living up to how I've sold it, so I'm reluctant to share. But I will. You know what? I'll because it's still an embarrassing sight for anyone to admit to willingly encasing their foot with. Zerby shoe. I can't save here. Please choose another location. Zerby shoe. There we are. I'm dropping it in. Where is it? I'm dropping it in, bitch. Doesn't like it because it's an Avif. Come on, take the Avif. I've given you what you're getting, and you will show it to us. Hang on, let me see. Isn't really gonna disobey me so much. Where have I fucking put this shit, man? Excuse me while I very. No, it doesn't want it. It doesn't. Avif, man, why? Why does it exist? Nothing appreciates it. Nothing wants it. Oh my god, did I? Okay, look. You're just gonna have to trust me. No, it's fine. It's fine. Workaround, snip. I'm now snipping an image I saved just to be able to. Could I just rename the extension? It's too late for that now. We've got this far. Shoe.jpg. It's gonna be worth the wait. Let me just say that much. It's really not. It does. But I've said what I've said. In my opinion, this is an embarrassing shoe. It has laces. You see the laces? You can't see my cursor, but you see the laces, right? It looks like a regular shoe. Sorry, looks like a regular shoe. But it's got a fucking zip up the side. And trust me when I say, these shoes look far more preposterous on the TV. So that's the embarrassing shoe that I wanted to draw to your attention. He's trying to stamp on my head, but I can't feel a thing. Joke's on him. This expression of his pretty well reflects my feeling and my opinion of his shoe. It's a scandal, and I won't forget it, and it's relegation worthy. The shoes were on the fucking screen, and if you don't know why a zip on the side of some trainers does not deserve some level of repudiation, then, my friend, you need to think more deeply on what you're accepting as normal in your life and on your foot. Don't speak ill of my team, I'm sorry, but I will. Nice result tonight, Bermuda man. It's looking good, isn't it? But Arsenal are going to lose to Man City tomorrow, so you can laugh then. But I'll laugh at your manager's shoes now. Cry, thanks for the gift sub. Drunk Rose is funny. I'm not drunk. This is Coca-Cola. I had one beer at 3 p.m. It's not that makes me. It just makes me sleepy having a beer in the afternoon. Haven't lost. I didn't lose the kickball yet. I don't. To be clear, I don't play football now, and therefore cannot lose football ever again, regardless of what Arsenal do or do not do tomorrow. Was it a Foster's? No, it was an Asahi, which is a great beer. Thanks, Just a Guy is all for the image size, the Google image size hack, but that's very specific, right? That's searching for a specific image size. I'm just talking about when you used to be able to request extremely high resolution results only within Google. Asahi Business is the dry. Asahi Super Dry, I'm honestly not drunk. Asahi Super Dry is the business, so crisp. 100% agreed with Marmalade Armadillo on that one. You can do that now, advanced image search, you can specify the megapixels. Really? I just tried that, to no avail. So we have this microphone, man. I need to figure it out. I'm thinking maybe the side angle would be more appropriate. Are we up for a game this evening? Is a question I ask myself and you. Something we both have to agree on. It's a maybe from me. We are. I. Put the mic arm above your head. Yeah, this is something I was considering. It can move around, right? We can do all that, but I think above my head is maybe not the one. Street Fighter 6. Not tonight, my friend. Yeah, so I have a game. So that's something else. I was hoping to spend a bit of time thinking about the game, but I failed to do that too. And there are options that I'm not quite of a mind to partake in. I need something low effort, right? Slip in, virtually unnoticed. Play the game that annoyed everyone last time. Tempting, but I don't think I'm up for it. Although, I don't think I felt particularly up for it at the time, but once I was in, I was in. I like those kind of games. And I do have another one like that as a possibility, but again, I don't know if I'm up for it. Need something chill. Something to just mosey about within rather than be attacked by. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm up for opinions, advice, suggestions. We can do a little round of suggestions that I ignore. We'd like to do that on this stream. Chill the scratching game then. The scratching game was so chill it made me want to kill myself, so I will not be returning to that tonight or ever, because I did in fact refund it. It's not. Deliver at all costs. It's a fun game for a shit stream. That sounds like it's right up my alley. Deliver at all costs. There we go. I've added that to a little list that may or may not be reviewed at some point in the future. King of Dragon Pass, not low effort. Well, then it's off the fucking menu, my friend, but I will add it. What was it called again? I just read it out, but King of Dragon Path. What kind of not low effort are we talking though? Like JKT, that sounds possibility. Windrose with Rose, yeah, I saw that game, but it didn't appeal to me. But I kept skipping past it and thinking that's almost my name. Tempting, just for that fact. Poker, nah, not tonight. That is to say. Fish-like. What's fish-like? Because funnily enough, the game that we may play is fish-themed. We like fish on the Randy Taylor 69 live stream. GeoGuessr now, I'm gonna be fucking shit at that, let me tell you what. I've seen people play that game and look, my geography is probably my weakest point, so I shan't even attempt. Fish Simulator, is that actually a game? Or are you just saying some words for amusement? Either way is fine. Mean Cloth, welcome to the gang. You have seen so many places. I have seen a fair number of places. And I feel, you know, maybe those places that I have seen, mayhaps I would recognize them. However, there are many more vast places in the world that I am simply unaware of. Fishing Planet. Free to play and highly realistic first person online multiplayer fishing simulator. No. Two Mortar is great, but not chill enough. By the way, just a little note here. You know, we had those issues with Anno. I've noticed that my CPU is a little bit hot. And I think a fair few streams ago, I actually filmed it when I replaced the video card with my new video card. And I had to kind of wrench around the cooling cable. And I think maybe something got a little bit unseated on the CPU. So it's running hot, and if I reach over here to the far corner, I've acquired the Arctic MX6 that will allow me, this is a cooler, so that I can reseat. There's actually a 7 now, you know, but I went for the 6, just, you know, tried and true. I think the last one I used was 4. I think I had MX4 that was hanging around for a while and had no need to get any more. So we're going to be running 6 soon. I haven't actually done it yet. But it's good to know that that's the reason. So what prompted this is someone said, played any AAA games lately? I bought a video card and then we played Arctic Eggs, Skogdal, and the game I'm going to play tonight. But you know, I was buckling up for the long term when I purchased that card, and I think it was a wise move based on everything that has befallen us since. But anyway, so I have to reseat the CPU. And handily in here, they actually have some biodegradable wipes included, because getting it'll be interesting. Usually what I do is I get cotton wool and soak it in nail polish remover and just like squeak it until it's clean. That's my general approach. But maybe the wipes will be much more efficient. Is this a sponsor? No. It's just a purchase, an organic exchange of money for product. You don't have isopropyl alcohol? No. I just use what I've got, which is nail polish remover. Yeah, it's thermal paste. Sorry, did I not say? It's thermal paste. So this goes between CPU and the cooling plate, cool, and allows things to cool. But at the moment, I think something has gone awry in there. My point is, I will film it. It's not a paid ad. I shouldn't have really. No, like, I wanted to bring it up because the 6 is not the latest. The 7 is the latest. However, I went for the 6, and we're gonna see how this baby runs. As far as I'm concerned, Arctic MX6 thermal compound syringe with 6 times MX cleaner is the only worthwhile purchase when you are thinking about reseating or indeed installing a CPU into your own system at home. New formula, 4 gram. So I'm gonna, as I did previously, I will show the process. I will not mention the name again because I'm getting nothing out of it. However, I will film it. It's in a syringe. I'm actually trying to open it, but I can show you when I film it. Right? I don't need to show now. So I'll show you how to do that in case anyone gives a shit and hasn't done that before and is interested. And just because I did it last time, and it's a little something extra to add to the value that we have here. What cooler do you have? I will show you. Paid shill. I got nothing from any of that, sadly. Again, open to a sponsorship from Arctic or, whatever. As far as I'm concerned, it's been reliable. I'm not going to talk anymore about that. I think squirting the thermal paste out might be against TOS. We'll get around it. I'll censor that moment. But anyway, this is just to say that there's so much fun to come on this stream right here. Just keep tuning in. And things like reapplying thermal paste, that's going to happen. And if you're not here, you'll miss it. Well, you can rewatch on the VOD. Just make sure that you... Anyway, so any more games anyone has to recommend? So we have a few here. If you mentioned a game earlier and I failed to pay any attention, Nine Kings, someone says. Okay. The thing is, there's a lot of games on Steam now, and you can't, there's stuff that goes unnoticed that's worth my time, like Arctic Eggs, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Promotion code Rose Egg at checkout. Maybe one day. I've seen Noita a couple times, maybe from the same person, but it's going back in. I mean, not going back in, going in for the very first time. Bull X Pit. I mean, Easy Delivery Co. is getting all... Oh, that's a different game. Okay. That's not Deliver at All Cost. Easy Delivery Co. How do those two games differ, and which is... They sound similar. It's really good. I mean, that could be... You could be referring to any of the games I've mentioned by name. You want to chill? Also check out Spiritfarer. That sounds a little bit too chill. The Swapper. That's ringing a bell. Why do I know that? I'll add it and have a look. I won't look at it now, obviously, to answer my own question live on stream. I'll just faintly have a memory, a recollection. She would absolutely hate Spiritfarer. I get that impression from the name, but appreciate the suggestion. Brazilian Drug Dealer 3. Probably not a game, but maybe it is. I'd consider buying it if it was. Ikaruga. I had that on GameCube, and when I sold it, I made a good profit. Wonder how much it is now. if I still had that game, how much would I make now? Let me find out. eBay. I think I sold it for like 30 quid, and I think I bought it for 10. Ikaruga GameCube. Let's see. You can actually get it for cheaper than I sold it, apparently, it would seem. Oh no, that's a bid. Okay. It's up there. It's, let me go, completed. One day I'll be so adept at this, I'll actually be sharing the screen I'm looking at, but for now we can just all imagine that we're looking at the same thing. 30 quid, so that it hasn't really hasn't shifted in. When did I sell that? It was after I started uni, so it was like a while back. So that's good to know. It's I didn't really lose out there. It's not like it's selling for 100 now. Good to know. Sorry, I've ignored a lot of requests. I'll scroll back and add them in. I'd recommend Replaced, a new stunning 2D adventure cyberpunk game. Did you make it, Max? Thanks, though. And if you did, that's fine too. Manifold Garden sounds like it could work here. Mouse Pie. Do you play Brood War? No. Typing of the Dead. We have a typing game on the boil. I could actually just do the typing game. It's a typing game slash bullet hell-ish game. I don't know who was here last time and who wasn't, I don't know, so that's why I'm describing it. Not sure I have a huge amount of patience for it because the writing was somewhat cringe, but it was kind of fun. A lot of people said Outer Wilds and I kind of ignored them, to be honest with you. Text Assist is the one that I played. "2015 tier writing," yeah, exactly. It seemed promising, but it was difficult to get through. And bear in mind, I was voice acting these lines for some reason. That became a choice I made. And so someone's just Anthony says, "My favorite Cruelty Squad review. Somebody put a lot of effort into making it seem like they didn't." I actually was looking at a game, and one of the reviews, which was similarly kind of damning. I mean, I don't know if that's damning, but there was a game I saw, which I shan't name because I might play it in the future, and it seems pretty under the radar because it's shit, probably. Anyway, one of the reviews said, "This game is like a mini game in Postal 2, but in a bad way." And that just was, it really made me want to buy that game because that's something about that was highly compelling. The voice acting was great. Oh, of course it was. I did not do voice acting in a video game. I merely did some reading out of lines live on stream, which is basically the same thing. Influenced by a Steam review. I've been influenced by many a Steam review. I feel there was a little damning of Steam reviews in my last stream in a way that maybe I shouldn't have been. I was quick to judge, quick to throw out some opinions that maybe were only felt in that moment. Steam reviews and stream reviews, bring them on, are very useful, and good on anyone who leaves them. And maybe I should just eat my words and do that at some point. Just to go back on what I said, just to make previous me look bad. That can be a thing I do for fun. Play 40-year-old simulator. Okay, watch me. I remember you liked the popcorn stands in Belgrade, but I have been wondering for years, is there any Serbian ancestry in you? I don't believe there's any Serbian. We have. Let's break it down. We have Icelandic, Scotch, that is Scottish, Welsh, English. That's about it. We are drawing from limited sources here. So that's the heritage. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty more in there, much more interesting stuff that will surely become clear. Hey Bleach, how's it going? Much love from Belgrade. Cheers, DJ. Popcorn, eh? On every street corner. What a life you're living over there. In my recent travails, I came upon a new style of date. Well, a date that is within a wrapper and flavoured. Flavoured, for example, caramel popcorn flavour. That's what reminded me. Lovely. Very nice. Good job on whomever came up with the concept. I am harping on this rather dull. A date, indeed, a date in a packet, flavoured. Available in a variety of flavours also. I can see that there's some interest here. There was cinnamon bun flavoured dates, all naturally flavoured apparently. Bjork is Icelandic, in fact. Okay. I'm feeling it's now or never on the game front. Which way are we going? Now? Never? Now? Never? Never? Now? Shall we do a poll? Let's fucking do a poll. Let's do a poll. Create a poll. Don't worry about your answers. We have an official way to measure this. Now or never. How to phrase this in such a way that does not necessarily lead the querent in one direction or another. Okay, just put it like that. Keep it simple, stupid. Here we are all. I'm posting it in now. Please engage with me in this manner. Let's see. My admin rights are only temporary. That's okay by me. It's neck and neck. It's going this way and that. There's a preference emerging. I shan't say which way, lest I influence the voting. It's not a real Twitch poll, so I'm not voting. I will figure that out one day. For now, straw poll is much easier, but that is something I should definitely do. And the whole, what was I going to say? Losing track of things here. I literally cannot remember what I was saying. I was distracted momentarily, and now the thought is gone. Oh yes, I remember now. The This is Twitch specific. Apologies to those on YouTube to whom this does not apply. The fucking points thing. Something will happen with that at some point. Points. By the way, game has won by 1 vote. 1 vote, is that enough? 50.94% in favor of game. Real ones have both. Yo Shadow. The mic is bouncing in this is I fucked this up already, see. It's a little better, but still encroaching more upon me than I would wish. There we go. This is just looking a little girthy, isn't it? Oh well. Potato. Thanks for the sub with Prime, thanks. Evil David Blaine, cheers for the resub. It's tied. It is exactly 50-50 on chat or game. So, difficult to break the status quo in that outcome. The ice has melted. I should not have done this. I wanted to sleep tonight. I wanted to sleep well. Now I will sleep like shit again. Tied, unlike the manager's shoes in the photo. The thing is, they were tied, but only, essentially, it's an illusion. Those shoes are lying to us all. That's maybe the base reason for my upset. Hide decoratively. Yes. What's the name for things that still exist as a fashion but hold no actual use? Like, for example, in jeans, those little pop-in poppers that don't actually do anything. They're just there for visual effect. There's a word for it. Does anybody know it? Not accessories, no. You've been on long enough. It's not reasonable to expect somebody to stream more than 1 hour per week. Thanks. I know you mean that too. Rivets are there for strength in jeans. Bullshit. Anachronism. That's not the word. Vestigial. No, it's not vestigial, but it's something like that, but in clothing terminology. Come on, someone knows. Someone knows. No one knows? No one fucking knows. Come on. Someone here knows. The wisdom of crowds is something I notice myself kind of falling into that trap often. Any game I'm playing, anything I'm doing, I assume someone in the chat knows what I should be doing, what I am doing wrong, and expect an immediate answer. I mean, perhaps somebody has said the word already. Skeuomorphism. Thank you, Benji. That's the one. Skeuomorphism. There we go. It exists. Thank you. Easy one to forget. I can forgive myself for that shortfall in cognitive faculty. I use that word every day. Everyone knows now. Skeuomorphism, right? Right? Skeuomorphism, that's the one. Skeuomorphism, here's the definition. We all knew this all along. But there we go. Somebody, somebody's posted the definition and suggested that in fact it's not the correct. Maybe it's not the skeuomorphism. I think it was that word. Maybe somebody explained that to me. I took that on board because that was the exact example they gave, the rivets in jeans. However, people are A, claiming that those rivets do something, and B, that in fact the word skeuomorphic does not apply to them. So maybe somebody's been... However, let me actually take in this definition. I'll read it. Skeuomorphism is a design principle where digital interface elements mimic the appearance, texture, or function of real-world physical counterparts, such as a notepad app designed to look like yellow-lined paper. It enhances usability by providing familiar affordances, visual cues that tell users how to interact with an object, making new technology feel intuitive and approachable. Yeah, that's digital-centric definition is not how I understood it. Specifically related to graphic design. Right. Okay, so I'm talking bullshit. That's fine. I can admit when I was wrong. The evil David Blaine, however, has pasted another definition that says a skeuomorph is a derivative object that retains ornamental design cues, attributes from structures that were necessary in the original. There we have it. Right all along. Which one from the poll, by the way? Last time I looked, it was 50-50. Chat has now won by 1 vote. So there we go. We're chatting until we no longer chat. We've got this far. Congrats. But I do feel that the fact there was no actual game offered, it was simply game, arbitrary game. Maybe if I'd been more descriptive in the definition of the game, but then I felt that you know, it was, I did not want to have a leading question. I did not want to encourage people in one direction or the other. I wanted a general response to those general options. That was why I did not give any more detail regarding either the chat or the game. So here we are, gameless in time. Don't worry. I will be playing a game soon. This is the thing, I have some things revolving in my brain that I simply was not up to tonight, but I will be in future. Tonight I felt obliged to carry out, this is the thing though, this is the thing that you may not anticipate, or you may very well anticipate. I'm going to schedule a stream. But then what if I don't want to play a fucking game? Can't be fucked. Then we're going to sit here together until such a time as we depart, I suppose. That's how it works. Look, I'm willing to give this a shot. Sit and grind Street Fighter, that's also an option. Whether anybody finds that worthwhile viewing is a question, however. Is the same person suggesting Mouse Pie again and again? People are really fond of this Outer Wilds thing, which doesn't appeal to me personally, from what I've seen so far. Deadlock, again, I have it. Doesn't appeal to me personally because it's got that kind of grubby MOBA-ish thing on it. I have seen Jesus Simulator game. Enough that I won't be playing it. Trust me, Outer Wilds is the best game ever. I found Outer Wilds dull, says Snabelb. Can you give us an idea of what you're looking for in a game? Yeah, I don't know myself, and therefore difficult for me to request. I like interesting games that are maybe maybe I haven't heard of. That's kind of what I'm after. Interesting games I haven't heard of. And maybe other people have not heard of either, ideally. I think that's kind of what I've enjoyed so far. It's not to say that's the only thing I'll ever play, but I've played Puzzle Agent already. Just play Street Fighter 6 already. I will. It's coming. I'll really build that up, and then you'll be so fucking bored of it. You'll be like, why are you playing this? This is dull for us. And I'll just be fully in the zone, playing it for hours, and you'll have left. Mouse pie is so close to being niche. I don't know what that means. Also, I'd like them to be fun, though. um, XCOM, no, I've enjoyed XCOM, but I mean, maybe. Is that a fun game to stream? Not sure. It's quite fun to play, but as I said previously, once you've played an XCOM, you've played XCOM. You know what I mean? I have played This War of Mine, and I like that game quite a lot. They didn't stop making fun games. Did you see me flipping those eggs, man? That is a fun game to play at least. Don't worry, guys. I'm writing these names down. I've got a list. Aladdin. Aladdin. It's an option, isn't it? If we're talking about the game from a while back. Good old egg days. I know. Why that guy is making a new game, as we all know. That's 100% confirmed. Randy Taylor 69 approved. Will be streamed whenever it comes out. So we can all trust and rely on that. This is slipping down further. The microphone situation. I don't feel that this by the way, guys, I don't feel that this microphone has had quite the enthusiastic reception it deserves. Can we have a moment for the new piece of equipment in the room? Don't worry, the microphone situation is crazy. Thank you for noticing. And the microphone also notices these comments. Sound so good. Sound exactly the same as before. I'm not even kidding. Pipe down. I'm getting mixed response. Trust me when I say this microphone is a lot better. However, the filters and such are maybe not. I did some very cat-handed compressing steps without full attention, literally while the starting soon was running. So look, we have this now. We have this. Let's stop talking about it. Back to the games, right? I am recording my voice through the VCR recorder behind the guitar. Thanks for noticing. Let's see if that guy who complained about the previous microphone in a comment on YouTube comes back and says, "This sounds great, thanks." because he was my motivating factor. No, I was going to get this anyway. I wanted a new microphone. It also encourages me to pursue my musical hobbies. So that's something that I had in my mind as I paid that sum of money for this fucking piece of shit. No, it's great. I have an interface, yes. Some Snabelb, is that a game or just a reference to the situation I have here? Either way, it's going on the list. Thanks. Who are your favourite banjo players? I really like Gnome Pekelny. How much did the microphone cost? Let's not dwell. Let's not dwell. Sounds crispy, thanks. What about the apocalyptic game from last time that didn't work on stream? Can it be fixed? I actually thought I should like try and get in touch with the developers and say, guys, what the fuck? But I'm sure they're aware that it doesn't work on stream because presumably that's an element that they have tested themselves, just actually trying to record the game. But I had a comment saying from somebody saying that even when they tried to take screenshots in Steam, it didn't work. So that issue seems to go a little further than maybe can be easily resolved. Lunch brother. Nice. So Anxious the Priest game was cool. Anxious the Priest. You're not referring to text assist, I presume. Hey Richard. It not working on stream is a feature then. Maybe. Maybe it is intended to only be viewed by the player. Wouldn't that be novel? Gambling live streams. One day, maybe. Am I Gen Z? No. So you can look forward to such things on future streams as putting some thermal paste on a CPU, playing as yet unchosen games and some that have been chosen and are waiting in the wings to appear before your eyes. Marduk, cheers for the sub. Building a PC part 2, I mean, it's probably not going to happen for a while. I'd say that replacement of the video card and this MX6 situation is probably going to be that. That's the extent to which we are building a PC in the near to mid future, I'd say. But who knows? You never know. Maybe things will. There's no point. There's no point. There is a point, but not really. The demands aren't there. Especially for the kind of games that I seem to find myself playing. I would like a bit more RAM, but that's a complicated situation at this point because I have 4 sticks in there right now and RAM is through the fucking roof. So we are somewhat hamstrung, like my hamstrings. Just download more RAM. Can you give me a link to the more RAM? Thanks. You have the least picky viewers. They're just the ones who are still here. Can put up with this, literally me staring and writing shit into Notepad. Cheers to you all. Lovely fox. That sounds a little tame. Notepad stream 2. That could... I mean, we've been there, we've done that. We've battered down that particular... stigma, barrier. I'm just talking shit now. It's to the point where I am tired and I know I'm tired, but I've had enough caffeine where I'm still... It's like the it's like you picture on a bike, the chain is still going around, but the gears are stuck in place. It's that sort of situation. I did not jot down Lorelei and the laser eyes. Doesn't sound particularly promising, I have to admit, to me. But it's going on the list just because it's a little contract we have here where I put some things on the list. And literally I've ignored every single thing I've ever put on a list from you guys. But there's one day that will come upon which I will play a game that was recommended. That's the Randy Taylor 69 guarantee given to you here today on this live stream. I'm titling this Game Suggestions 2 and adding it to my Game Suggestions from Chat folder. I did not call the file Game Suggestions I Will Ignore. I can promise you that much. Google Forms for suggestions. No, 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 no. This is how we do it. People type things in, and then I type them into the notepad if I see them. Otherwise, they just get lost in the sands of time. What happened to the first file? It's a good question. It still exists. Was summarily ignored. However, will be referred to. Maybe I'll look back at it now. No, I won't do that now. That's on this particularly exciting and interesting stream. That would be a little bit too dull. I've played Disco Elysium. I should stop responding to people with fact. This is the issue with streaming, right? I can tell a stream something on one day. That's not to say that everyone in the next stream is going to have heard that same thing, but then you can end up just saying the same thing on every stream. I feel like on every stream I might have said, I've played Disco Elysium. At some point, I guess maybe I just failed to report that fact. 007 First Light. Okay. Well, I've seen enough people say that I guess I'll add it, but it seems unlikely. You should ban Disco Elysium words. No, because then it gives the impression that there's some deep-seated drama situation that I'm looking to avoid comment on, which will only draw attention to it. People will be trying to get around that particular filter just to find out what the issue is. 67. The whole shitload of 67s there. Is that a game or just an interjection? Numerical interjection. Show us the notepad and make a poll based on that. Nah. That would just be a waste of your and my time. Trash day looks like fun. You play as a raccoon. I don't know if I want to play as an animal. Actually, I'm lying. I do want to play as an animal, and that's one game I have. Two. I have two. I have two animal playing games on my agenda in future. So I guess I don't want to play a cute animal, and I feel like a raccoon in a game called Trash Day might be a cute animal. Confirmed furry. I said I do not want to play a cute animal. Only weird or unappetizing. Unappetizing? Animals that I do not wish to eat. That's not to say that I wish to eat a raccoon. Quite the opposite. Although I'd try it. What would it taste like? We don't know. Alright, I'm going to stop this facade now. I'm going to close the game suggestions 2.txt file. Take no more suggestions on this day. Freddy fish, okay, fine. I'll add that in. I do like fish, as I've stated. It's good that none of the games that I have my eye on have been recommended at all. In a way, maybe that's subconsciously why I'm even running this. Any game I had on my mind that gets recommended immediately struck from the list. I'm joking. I value your opinions, and as I said, suggestions have been noted and will be referred to at some point. It's a blacklist, is what I'm saying. No, look, I'm still adding stuff. It's nice to some days just have a little time on Steam typing shit in and looking at what this stuff is, and indeed reading reviews and valuing the opinions that are imparted therein. I would recommend some games, but I doubt you have the ability to play them, so I don't. Wrong words from Ninja on a Ninja there. Shall I? Shall I ask for further information? It's a bait. It's a good bait. Um, Come on then, Ninja. What have we got? What have we got? Bring it out of the cupboard of skillful gamers. I'm adding stuff on. Ninja, you have the floor. Please proceed. Pokemon Red. Um, Anything else? Smite him. I shan't. JK. Ninja. You had me going and intrigued. Have you just backed out entirely? I called you out and you can't handle the heat? Or was it really a joke? It wasn't a joke, was it? It was no JK. The game is Company Heroes 2. Yeah, that's not happening. Oh, thanks. You got me. Um, any more for any more. Before I close this file. I'm typing. Cruelty Squad is getting a lot of Rex, which is obviously an instant thumbs down, downvote to the left. Did you really have no game ideas for this streamers? No, I had a game. I was going to play it, but we sort of ran the clock down talking about fucking nothing, so we never quite got to it. There is a game though. that will come out on another day. In fact, as I keep saying, I've got loads of games. There's loads on the list. It's just, what do I feel like playing today comes central to my focus. And today, there was one game I felt like playing, but we simply did not get there. Maybe some multiplayer game with chat. It's something that I've considered. I have a game in mind for that. So that'll be something that happens. The issue is obviously stream sniping. As we all know, if I were to enter a multiplayer game with any of you, I would beat you in such a way as you would feel embarrassed. However, with stream sniping and stuff, I mean, I'm just not going to be able to win outright as I should, as I would, if it were not the case that people were cheating scum. So let's just lay that out there. So when it happens, shit's gonna go sideways. Let's just say that much. What the fuck is stream sniping? It's when you watch someone playing a game on stream, and then in the game that you're playing, that they are also in, you know where they are. Essentially, it's like when you play 4-player GoldenEye and you look at the other person's screen and you go and kill them. Which, of course, none of us would ever have done. Um, I do love watching streamers. There's a particular streamer I'm thinking of, but I shan't mention the name. Complaining about stream snipers because whether it's true or not, it just sounds so fucking hilariously salty and coping, copium. It sounds like copium, and it's forever funny. That's why I'm saying it. But also, it probably, if I'm playing a game with people in my chat, then they are going to be seeing my screen. So I just like the idea that I'm actually going to be that person at some point in the not too distant future. You don't need to know my username. You can literally just look at my screen and see what I see and figure out where I am. You can delay the stream to prevent that. You can, but something about delayed streams is a little off-putting. I like the, you know. But yeah, that may be necessary. Maybe that's something I'll have to do at some point. So again, I shouldn't talk shit about stuff that I may just end up rolling back on. I mean, I can do that. As I said, I'm not opposed to making my past self look like an idiot, so we can do that all day long. Did I try League of Legends? No. Nor will I ever. This is something again that I do say every stream, but actually that one I have no issue with repeating myself on that one. The Mortuary Assistant, is that a game or just a funny idea of one? I'm adding it to the list regardless. People trolling me with just like made up names that I think, oh, that sounds interesting. And then I go, okay, it is a game, alright. But I am opening up myself up very much to that. Can anyone think of some fake game names that I would play? I feel like that's a future. I've made this happen now to myself, so I'm wasting my own time. But Ogre World, that sounds like a dull game, doesn't it? Gutsville, Itchy Scratchy 3, Insta Buy, Sims 5, Goobly Goo 2, Goobly Goo 2, Anthony. Fish Heist sounds good. Name a book we all should read. Oh god. There's no way to tell a whole load of people to read a book when every individual has their own interests and desires and enjoyments. I will say, it's kind of a wanky thing, isn't it? This is a book you should all read, according to me. Instead, I can tell you the book that stuck in my mind more than any other, and I feel like was um shall I do this? Does anyone give? Okay, I will because it was in fact asked. Um I'm just thinking about it. What um okay, so my answer is, and it is, I don't know. My answer is Dr. Faustus by Thomas Mann. That's a book that it was something that was, I don't know, you had to stick at it, but there was a lot to be gained from it. There you go. I didn't like that. I didn't like that sensation. So yeah, let's move on from that. Go back to Freddy Fish. Freddy Fish sounds like a good game to play. I'm actually just going to look at what Freddy Fish is because I'm intrigued. Freddy Fish. Hmm. I see. I see. The face of the fish isn't drawing me in. Help underwater detective Freddy Fish and her finny friend Luther solve the case. Explore underwater caves, deep canyons, and colourful reefs, and discover fascinating places like King Crab's castle and a sunken ship out of time in an effort to save the reef. Thanks for the suggestion. I'm reading the reviews now. Um, People saying it's really up there in terms of humongous entertainment games. Cool. Deleting that from the list. And saving and closing Notepad. Thank you all for your input into that. Into that file. In the annals of a folder structure, my mouse has some real issues. It keeps. Okay, this is something I definitely need. I think I need a new mouse. I purchased this one. I keep saying it in that way. And at this point, I'm tired of it myself, but I will. I purchased this several years ago, and it's always had this issue that I have put down to some sort of, I don't know, driver incompatibility or something, where intermittently it will kind of jerk around the screen. Kind of like lose connection seemingly in a kind of herka-jerka kind of way. Exaggerated pay says, I've never had an item from Razer that doesn't break. Well, this one, again, I kind of just assume there's something wrong with, like if I did a proper wipe of my hard drive and reinstalled everything from the bottom up, we'd be smooth sailing with. Is the receiver in line of sight? I mean, it's through the table, right? But for the most part, it's fine. It's just occasionally it does its little herk-a-jerk bit. I don't believe the receiver has to be in line of sight. I should buy a ball mouse. Those were some of the most thrilling moments of my life, were getting to the point where there's enough filth built up upon the innards that you can spend some time cleaning those up with your little fingernail. It's a 2.4 gigahertz situation, so whatever else is on that would interfere. I put the USB thingy on an extender to get it away from the PC. Does it have a cable connection option? It does have a cable connection option, but I bought a fucking wireless mouse. I wanted it to be wireless, without wire. You should buy Mouse Pi. Thanks again for that suggestion. Will that resolve my issue? Why is your room not colourful and pinkish? You need a gamer chair. I have a gamer chair. It reclines. So this thing is, I think it could go further, but I don't have enough heft. There we go. It reclines. Like so. It does squeak though. So that's why I have some filters on this microphone so that you can't hear the chair squeaking. That's partly the reason I have the filters on anyway. So the chair, maybe I need a gamer chair. Maybe what are they called? Secret, whatever the fuck. I'm never getting one of those, but maybe I'll get a new chair one day. I do like this one though. I've talked about it at length in the past. However, the arms come up and down. You can't see. Oh, you can see. There you go. There's one arm. And it goes down. It comes up. And it goes down. Several levels. Oh, it's the chair squeaking question mark. You can hear the chair squeaking? Okay. I think it has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 4 levels of height on the arms. And as far as I'm concerned, that is the sign of a quality chair. It's not a Herman Miller chair. It is I can't ever remember what the fuck it's called. Oh fuck. I nearly had it then. It's gone. Anyone got any chair producer names to throw at me so that one comes out that I actually recognize? IKEA, no. Come on, guys, no. We're not IKEA here. This is some level of respectability. It's not Herman Miller. It's not Siwoo. It's not Rog. Do they do chairs now? Human scale. I think it might be human scale. That's familiar anyway. That was on when I got this chair, which was a while ago. That was human skin chair. I think that was actually. Yeah, I think maybe human scale. I'll just say that. It was some sort of task chair with arms that go up and down, and it has lean. And I mean, that's what I'm looking for. So if anyone can suggest one that does all those things, that doesn't squeak, and has any other additional benefits, features, then maybe I'll consider it. I don't like Herman Millers. They feel cheap, funnily enough. I don't know. I don't find them comfortable. I have some. My back is mostly fine. But if I do some intense officing, computer shit, like bent over, doubled, trying to get something done, for a long enough period, then I get this weird pain. Like, we're talking back pain now. That's where we are. It's not really even a pain. It's like more of a burning sensation. On this specific side here. But I just need to actually do some shit with my body that puts any amount of strength into my back, and then it's okay. I just need to do that a bit more, I think. build up those. Trying to think of a single back muscle. I do not need to build my traps. My traps are that's where everything is. It's the other ones that need to pull their weight a little bit here. Rhomboids. Rhomboid is the one on this side that gets upset, but I believe it's sort of there's a whole system here, and you can feel it like here, but the actual problem is like fucking here, you know. I went to a when it was quite bad. Actually, it was after I made it. After I spent a long time editing a video for YouTube. A really fucking long time, many hours, bent doubled over. I got it got bad, and also at the time I did not have this chair. I was working on a stool, like an actual stool that kind of went up and down, thinking in my head I thought if I had a stool to sit on, that would mean I would actually sit up straight, because I couldn't just like, but it went completely in the opposite direction, and I just became a worm. Anyway, I I went to a sports massage person, and they told me to do this exercise. You ready? I've been doing it. So you roll your shoulders all the way back, and then you push them right down like that. It's human scale world, I think. Maybe. I think it might be human scale. Lack of headrest sucks. I don't like your headrest that much. Um I kind of just like the head running free. I'm sitting up too straight now in the microphone. No, this whole thing. People will literally do anything than hitting the gym and doing their compounds. Yeah, you do it for a bit and then you get bored, don't you? And you can't really be fucked. And then at that point, you've left it long enough that if you try it again, you're not going to be able to walk for a week. So it's like, I'll just sit here. It's thrilling stuff. I'm glad that Og Utam 69 is fully aware of the extent of intrigue and interest we're drumming up here at 20 past midnight in a stream that was intended to include some form of content that wasn't just me talking shit. If I was a worm, would I want? Is it true that if you cut a worm in two, it will live on as two worms? That doesn't. I mean, that's something I remember being told as a child, and it's occurred to me now. But is that true? They do. Yeah. No. YouTube says no, by and large. Twitch says yes. Not with every worm. Not generally. That is called budding. Wow, that word combined with the image of what that is just makes me think that there's a niche market for this. Ask ChatGPT. Nah, I'm asking you, which is the same thing. No, it's not. I'm joking. You have to cut it vertically. You have to splay it out at the end. Possibly put a banger in there. There's a lot of conflicting opinions on the worm question. Is it now two worms or one worm in two places? Well, exactly. This is what I was thinking. If I was a worm and I could indeed be split and live as two separate worms, would I be comfortable with that? And as you so rightly point out, it depends on your experience as that worm. Does it transcend? Do you get a duality there? Which one? And do you sacrifice anything by becoming two? If you could say you could do it and you could exist in both bodies, do you exist at maybe a third of the potential that you had as a single worm? And if so, then no. But if you could live, say, it's two thirds of the life, but there were two of you, is that better? Depends. The you concept is already too complex for worm. That's just your very blinkered opinion on worm folk. If the other half worm kills the other, is murder or suicide? A good question. Well rendered in text. Only one would have the bad shoulder. Neither could touch their toes. It's true. I could maybe split the middle and then, so this side that has the issue continues to have that issue. This side, free as a bird, no back pain. Just, how would, if you were split down the middle, how would you maneuver your way around the world? Your leg and arm would become a leg and a leg, and an arm and an arm? A gaming memory. Get something nice to eat, Rose. Fucking hell, man. I'm not that hungry, but appreciated. Cheers. Back to the worm talk. If a worm was available to eat, would I try it? The answer, I believe, is yes. I wonder how many worms I could buy. How many worms would be enough for a meal? You don't have to buy them, that's so true. You have to invest your time into locating the worms. But time is money, they say. So in a way, it evens out. With worms, you have to squeeze their guts out before cooking them because their insides are gritty. But maybe you like a little bit of bite. There's a texture sensation there that you'd be missing out on if you just squeezed all that out. What the fuck? We just got an advert on my chat from someone. Somebody, okay. Right, well, you know you've made it when someone's trying to advertise some shit on your chat, YouTube chat. Thanks, Camel Handle Poggenberg, for that. It's a bot. It's not a bot, it's someone who's really here thinking that they can make something of themselves. How do you eat your worms? Medium rare. How do I eat my worms? I think I'd want them cooked. I think that a raw worm would. I get the feeling there might be some danger in terms of, the possibility of becoming quite ill. Cooked how? I think I quite like a crispy fried worm. Worms as toppings for a hot dog. That sounds like something I can get behind. This is like a more like a protein onion kind of situation. Pan fried, exactly, but with maybe a little bit of crispy coating on there. So the crispy coating and the grit within the worm combine to create a real killer sensation on top of your hot dog. I'll just go back to doing this rather than lifting a single weight. Shapon, thanks for the resub, the 4-month resub, cheers. If you ever want to promote your stream, says Anxious Mofo, just click the worm talk and post that. Yeah. I've been meaning to do something, but I have done nothing, as you are probably aware. At some point, I'll attempt something. I can say that much right now. Can't tell where your forehead stops and your hair starts. I know. Got a bit of a sort of transcendental shine going between the two. I saw something about a new trend in China, I think, or somewhere in, I think it was China, where you have to have your forehead, the height of your where your hair starts should be greater than the height of your forehead, which I fail at this, right? I fail. I have a tall forehead, and the hair beyond is, you can see clearly, the ratio is well off. So what they're doing is they are inserting filler or bone cement into their head to get a good kind of a bit of height here to fix the ratio issue. So that's always something. It's good to know that that's a possibility to fix this wretched horror we have going on here. Just get beehive hair. Yeah, I can Marge Simpson this shit right up, and then this whole thing goes away. Tilt your head upwards. There we go. It's even worse. The issue only grows. Is it Chinese Communist Party propaganda? Maybe. It's something I saw on the internet, so it's probably all completely fake and lame. Just the last dribble of Pepsi here. Tiniest remaining sip. I've gone all in on this. I'm fucked tonight. I'm sure I used to be... Did I used to be fine, or did I used to just sleep poorly and accept it and ride it? We don't know. I used to be up playing Dota till 7 a.m. I mean, that was just a small period of my life that didn't go on for very long at all. Can't function without 8 hours of sleep. Yeah, ideally 9, but 8 will do it. But I think let's see how much of the sleep I collected on my journeys last night into Dreamland. Just get up my little app here. Sleep. Yesterday. 5 hours 56 actual sleep time. That's nowhere near enough. Hence the very poor performance this evening. Buoyed somewhat by the caffeine, no doubt. Let's look at the stats. What have we got? Anyone keen to know the sleeping heart rate? Let's have some guesses on the sleeping heart rate. 69, 180, 50, 90, 73, 59, 50, 61, 55, 67, 54, 67, 73, 12, 67, 500, 120, 80, mid-60s is good. 54, 32, 112. Stop your guesses. I'd just like to say, Cadian's dealer says mid-60s is good. So that's the baseline. The sleeping heart rate last night, higher than usual, therefore it only says fair, not good. 52 BPM. Pretty handy. Some pretty good sleeping going on in spite of the short period. There we go. And that's standard. So if we were competing on sleep right now, I think I might be beating you. The heart rate variability, though, was rather low last night in comparison to recent. We hit a week low of 56 milliseconds sleeping heart rate variability, so we're not doing too good there. But as I said, I had some poker to ruminate over, and that impacted my ability to vary my heart rate. REM versus non-REM, asks Briar Rios. Let's see. Does it give me that in here? To be honest, I've not really paid much attention to that. Let me see. What can we derive? REM sleep. Excellent. 94% efficiency. 1 hour 24 out of 5 hours 56. That seems low to me. Is that not low? But as I said, I have not paid much attention to that. About the night before. The night before, I had some reasonable sleep. Again, excellent. Sleep efficiency 93%. 2 hours 23 out of 7 hours 51. There you go. Speaking of sleep, I may attempt to pull my hair out live on. I may attempt to do that at some point in the immediate future. I think at least I'll go and have a little lie down. I like to tell myself that even if I'm failing to sleep due to over-caffeination or rumination on poker hands that I did not win, I'm still resting. I'm still gaining the benefits of rest, if not sleep. I tell myself that when I can't sleep, so I'm sure it's the case. So I think I will bid you all good night. And I hope you enjoyed the shit talking that went on and on and on with no break and no apparent end in sight at one point. But it is ending, and it's ending now. And before next stream, I hope that you all try a worm on your hot dog and then you can tell me how it was. Appreciate that. All right, next time there will be a game. I promise. Bye everyone. Cheers.